Okay, guys, so now we're gonna switch gears a little bit and talk about something, one of the most, I think, exciting ways to get this done. So this is about branding and also what I can call here retargeting. Let's get into that. So what we're gonna talk about is targeted YouTube ads for specifically branding. We're going to get later into another video when we're going to talk about lead generation using ads for leads. This is a very good option because it's very low time required. I mean, I can even say this is zero. It's just a matter of setting it up and doing maybe a little bit of research on the front end, or the research carried over from when you do your ideal client and what their criteria is and the parameters that go into making up that ideal client profile. So this is where the advanced targeting comes in. And ads are great because, again, instead of doing a manual outreach campaign, I mean, ads, you can kind of classify them as both inbound and outbound, depending on, whether it's the initial interaction or encounter that they have with their business versus the follow-ups when it becomes more inbound. Pure inbound. But the time commitment is very low, the energy commitment is very low, and with these, I mean, ads can get expensive, but with these specific ads for branding, especially with YouTube, they can be very cheap. Now, the thing I want to emphasize is your business needs to have a YouTube channel, period, point blank, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You need to have a YouTube channel. Video is the way to go. I mean, today people prefer video over any other medium. And every single one of your clients and prospects are on YouTube. There's no mistake about that. So you really want to be where they are. These are very cheap. I mean, you can spend $5 a day or $10 a day. That's it. You don't really need to spend more when we're talking about long-term branding campaigns using YouTube video ads. And I'm going to go into a walkthrough of setting up a simple campaign for you in a moment. But what I want to say here is that these you can decide where these show up, whether you want them to show up on mobile devices or on desktop or laptops or even on smart TVs. A lot of people now, they don't really watch standard TV anymore. They're more watching YouTube on these smart TVs or like Netflix or what have you. And I mean, compare this for a moment with standard TV commercials that can run you 5 figures, sometimes 6 figures for primetime commercials, especially in even in your like local area. TV commercials can get really expensive. But I'm gonna show you in a moment that with I mean, you've all seen these kind of ads where they pop up in front of the video you want to watch, and you can either skip them or not skip them. So what happens is when someone sees the ad, if it doesn't really speak to them, obviously what they're going to do, they're going to skip it. So the beauty of it is that you don't pay for them. You don't pay for those kind of impressions or views. You only pay for ads that a person has seen at least 30 seconds of it. So that's wonderful. That means if someone has decided to continue watching that ad for at least 30 seconds, that's when you pay for it. And so you already know that there's some basic, level of interest there. A great way to, this is different from Facebook, where just having that ad show up, having that impression, you have to pay for it. So this is what makes YouTube better than Facebook, in my opinion. And then again, you can do advanced targeting, which we're going to go through in just a moment. What I want to say also is that most of your competition, they don't have videos to begin with, and they don't really use videos. So this is something you can definitely use to your advantage. And again, video trumps every other marketing medium by far. Better than written text, better than blogs, better than images, and so on and so forth. So I put here one of the services that we do, in case anyone's interested. We do video marketing where we create video ads, and we also do video ranking, organic video ranking. So if someone is searching in Google for something, then a video will pop up in the search results, as well at the same time using videos for video ads for lead generation. This series here is not to sell anything. I'm just pointing you to, if you wanted more information about how that works, you can see the link over there. No one is telling you to buy anything, right? But okay, some types of common video ads, and ideally you want them to be about 30 to 60 seconds. That should be plenty of time to get your basic message across and build that curiosity. That's the idea here. You want to really build the curiosity. That's the main goal. And then have them have enough curiosity and interest to want to take the next step. So when they see that video ads, especially for branding, so you're gonna have your business name, imprinted in their mind over and over and over again. And as well, an added benefit or bonus is that they, click the link at the end of that ad and are taken to, your website, or taken to your Google My Business listing on Google Maps, or taken to like another more extensive video where you go in more in depth, or wherever you want to direct them to. You can set up your funnel that way. You can make animated explainer videos, those kind of cartoon-like videos that you might have seen before. You can do reputation videos that goes into, let's say you got a recent 5-star review. You can make a quick video showcasing that, or even make if a client left you like a video testimonial, you can incorporate that into your video with the call to action at the end. You can do like a standard slideshow video. If you want to see, I might as well click here. If you want to see examples of those, this is my website here. You can scroll down. Different videos for different niches here. So you can watch kind of examples over here. And one that I kind of highly recommend or want to put to your consideration is these reputation videos, because if you have a good 5-star all-around reputation or high-level reputation in your local market, you should definitely market that. You should definitely, let the local world know, and that's a great way to do that. Instead of through text, you can do that through video. So just if you wanted to take a quick look at some examples of what those look like, you can, if you don't want to. If you don't have skills in terms of making video, you can just do like a quick selfie video on your smartphone. Just pick up your smartphone and shoot yourself a quick video of just you talking into it. That's also very effective. The only thing is that just be cognizant of the fact that with YouTube, the aspect ratio, so 16:9. 16:9 is basically like this slide over here. The dimensions of this slide, the height and width, is 16:9. That's what works on YouTube, but it doesn't work on Facebook. Facebook needs like a square video. And there's different softwares available where that can transform, for example, a YouTube video into a square video that you can use on Facebook or Instagram as well, or TikTok. Although I don't really recommend TikTok. But just be mindful of that. So with that said, let me go ahead and show you a couple things. Inside, so Google owns YouTube. So when you want to do a YouTube ad, it's inside the Google Ads platform. This is an old account. I don't really use it anymore. I've since kind of graduated to a manager account, so I don't mind showing you this. But for one of our previous clients, where we did like exactly YouTube video branding ad, just to show you, for example, we're just spent for that month $72. We got 4,500 impressions. That means that people who the video showed to in front of the other video that they wanted to watch, and among those 4,500, there were 3,253 engagements. That means people who didn't skip the ad, who stayed watching at least 30 seconds of that ad. That means that the payment or the charge was triggered. So that's a 71% engagement or interaction rate. And so the key thing here is that, look, for people who are interested in the content of the video, they stayed watching at least 30 seconds. We only paid 2 cents per view. I mean, imagine that, 2 cents per view compared to a standard TV commercial. How many thousands of dollars do you have to pay to get? And these are targeted views. These are not like blind, views that when you put out a TV commercial, you don't know who's on the other end. You have no way to really target them. Whereas with these campaigns, you have very specific ways of making advanced targeting. So these are people, and the reason why it's so low is because when we targeted them for people. There's something called in market. So these are groups of people who are already in market. This was a roofing for a roofing contractor. So these are people that Google knows have already been searching around for roofing services in their area. So let me just kind of walk you through what I'm talking about here. So when you open up, let me hide this here. When you open up and you want to start a campaign, you can either make the campaign goal to be sales or leads, website traffic, brand awareness. Let's just start in general. Sometimes you don't need the specific goals guidance, so we'll just click over here. You would go to, okay, so just to kind of give you an idea of what all of these are. Search is your typical ads that you see when you do a Google search, like for example, roofing replacement in Miami, Florida. So if you search for that, let's just actually show you, because I'd rather show you than just tell you. So if we go on Google, let's say roofing, let's say roof replacement, Miami, Florida, right? Now, I want to show you something here. Okay, you see this ad? This is what we're talking about by your standard search ad. Now, this is the thing. Now, these are roofers in Miami. Now, I'm in Herndon, Virginia. So whoever put up this ad is making a big mistake, because when I click on this link, they're going to get charged, and there's no benefit to them because I'm all the way in Herndon, Virginia. They're not going to come all the way here to do roofing services. These are the Google My Business map results that you've probably already know about. Under that is you have the organic results. Organic means they're not paid. They're not using paid ads. And then when you scroll down below, also you have some other roof replacement. So again, these guys, I mean, maybe unless you can, this is an 800 number, so maybe these are for roof financing. It can cover all of US, so they're not doing that mistake. But like these guys, roof replacement, request a free estimate. They're doing 954 is the Florida area code in Miami. So, and I'm in Herndon again. So they're making a big mistake just by not doing any kind of location targeting. I'm sure they're wasting a lot of ad budget. So don't make that mistake. That's number one, right? Those are search ads. Display ads are where so Google has a whole like thousands or maybe millions of other websites like blogs, forums, where these image ads appear. That's what those are for. Video ads, that's what we're going to go through right now. Local ads, these are probably very important to you as well. These are going to be ads that are, and when you go up here, so in these, obviously these are local businesses, so you can do things to make sure that you rank on these top 3 results. Obviously there's much more than 3 roofers in Miami, but these roofers have done what they needed to do to rank in these organic maps results. But as well, you can pay for ads to appear right in here as well. These are Google ads with location extensions. Okay, but let's just click on video here for now. Custom video campaign is the one mainly you want to be working with. You don't really want to do non-skippable. It's like forcing them to watch it it's not a good experience there. So you press continue. And I'm not going to give you a detailed walkthrough. I mean, there's plenty of tutorials on YouTube and elsewhere. I just want to point out a few things to make you get the most bang out of your buck here. So first thing you want to do is give a campaign name. XYZ. I mean, we're talking about roofing, so roofing branding ads. Okay, like just name it whatever you want. Name it something that you can easily identify what's going on with this campaign. In terms of the bids, cost per view. So you can specify what's the most that you want to pay per view. And again, view here means that they view at least 30 seconds. Okay, so you can do a campaign total, or you can do a daily budget. So I would suggest doing a daily budget. Obviously, it starts here. You can edit the end date, but because this is a branding campaign, I mean, you should probably let this run long term. So let's just say $10 here, $10 a day. Again, location. So kind of like the mistakes that some of these other folks are making. They probably forgot about this. They're probably targeting all of US or all of US and Canada. So here you want to specify location, right? I mean, look over here. This was actually let me erase these. This actually was something I was working on before. So you can enter zip codes. Let's do an advanced here. You can, if you have, let's say you have an Excel list, like you have 20 zip codes you want to target. Instead of putting them all one by one, you can add locations in bulk. Do it that way, kind of upload that Excel list. But yeah, you can do locations by city. Okay, Miami. You can do the whole of the city of Miami. You can do actually also the statistical region of Greater Miami as well. You can do that by county. You can do more specific areas, Miami Beach, and so on and so forth. Or what you can do is you can do like a location radius. So you enter an address or enter coordinates, longitude, latitude, longitude, and then you say, I want to target a 20-mile radius. You can also, for example, I know a lot of roofers like to, when there's a big storm, a big hurricane or a big hailstorm, they want to target that. So when you see on the news that, especially like in Texas, for example, you have a hailstorm in Dallas, you can even target the line of the path of the storm, and just pinpoint the zip codes there or the neighborhoods there, and you can go as much down as specific neighborhoods with this advanced targeting. So that's one key feature you need to be aware of. Let's just pick a location here. And then you say save. So now we're targeting Miami, right? And you can go as small or as large as you want. Again, also languages, probably English will be the language you target. Maybe you can add Spanish here if you want to make like a video in Spanish. You can go down further here. Okay, so you have campaigns, and then you have ad groups, and then you have ads. These are different levels. Think of it like a pyramid. So campaign is like the umbrella of on top of the pyramid that's gonna be housing all of these different ad groups. So now you have a specific ad group. Let's say, for example, what kind of example can I give here? So there's some situations where people can pay using insurance, or people can pay using out of pocket, or people can pay using financing. So let's say you want to separate that into different ad groups. So you can say, for example, roofing services, financing, right? I'm just throwing out any old example here. You would have to make sense of that by separating them into ad groups so that you can easily track them what's going on. Now here's what I wanted to mention to you. So when you do your research into your ideal client, so is your ideal client going to be male, female, or unknown, or kind of both genders? What ages are they going to be? I mean, obviously you can uncheck this 18 to 24. That's probably not going to give you a good return on investment. You would keep this unknown because sometimes people watch videos but they're not like signed into their Google account, so they're not they don't have that data that's imprinted in their when they watch, like they're signed into their YouTube account. If they're not signed in, then YouTube doesn't recognize for example, their age or their gender or what have you. So is your ideal client a parent or not a parent? You can specify that here. Obviously here, household income, that's a very key demographic choice. You can say, I want to not show it to anyone in the lower 50%, only in these upper household incomes in those areas in Miami. Okay, that's one thing. Audience segments. Now this is another cool thing here. So if we just kind of put here roof, it will tell you. So look at this here. I don't know if you can see it, but this says in market roof materials and services. In market roof flashing. That's like, look how specific it can get. In market means they're like basically what it says in the market now for these types of services, right? In the market for roof construction and maintenance. That sounds pretty good. In the market for roof installation. There you go. Let's click that. In the market for flat roofing services. So these are like commercial buildings, obviously, as you know. We can put that if we wanted to target commercial. So this is very key. This is how I got those 2 cents per view, because I'm only showing the video to people interested in roofing services, right? So you would put that kind of targeting over here, and let's look at another example. Let's see what comes up for solar. Okay, in the market for solar energy, in the market for solar roofs, in the market for just renewable energy, I guess in California. We don't really need that. So look how granular you can get when specifying your targeting. Any kind of main service that you want, you just put in that main topic or keyword here, and then it will automatically show you some options that you can use, right? So let's X these out, because this is just showing you an example campaign. Another thing you can do is using keywords. So any type, now these are keywords that people type in YouTube. So if someone were to type in YouTube, what is the best type of roofing material for my house? Right, here's just a random question, right? Now the thing here is, if I don't really, this is not like the best type of targeting, but let's say this is where you would use it in Google. And if you were to use in Google Ads, what you would need to do is either put these in brackets, like what I just did here. This is exact match. So what this means is this ad will only show up if someone were to type this exact sentence. And it would not show up if someone were to type like any other word order here. Same thing if you were to use a quotation marks. This is what's called phrase match. And phrase match is kind of similar, where it would be a phrase, but you could possibly have words that come after it. So what's the best type of roofing material for, let's say you're doing like this. Let's say someone typed in, what's the best type of roofing material? And they also typed in for my office, right? Or they typed in for my house. Or they typed in for whatever. So as long as they type in this sentence, but then they also can type in something either before or after it, then when you do these phrase matches, that's when your ad will show up as well. In contrast to the exact match where it has to be that exact phrase or that exact sentence or keyword. So I just wanted to show you there. And again, something about topics. Topics are kind of related to what we saw before. Instead of like when they're in the market now, instead of that, these are just topics that people in general are interested in. So they're not necessarily searching for that right now, but they just have like a history of searching for those things. So in our case, since we're home service contractors here, so you would open this home and garden. So are they in general interested in HVAC? Are they in general interested in, home and interior decor and appliances, home improvements, domestic services like cleaning, cleaning services? And so these are going to give you a more broader match than the ones above where you have the in market. But this is also a very viable option for you, right there, just to kind of give you an idea. And then finally, what we see here is with the placements. So placements is, let's say you go on YouTube and there's a very popular video about, a certain topic. So you're basically targeting the videos or targeting the channels. What YouTube channel do you want your video ads to appear in front of, or what specific video do you want? And this is what this is talking about. So, but this is more for this. I don't think will apply much in terms of the needs of home service contractors. There, this is more for like e-commerce type of thing, or courses, other kinds of services in different industries and niches would probably use placements there. So look, that's the kind of targeting you have. You also have, in terms of the audiences, you can make a custom audience. Let me show you. Okay, so if you go over here, Audience Manager, you can also create your own custom audience. And what this means is that you can upload or input a list of keywords that people would have searched in Google. Here. None of my ads are running. I don't want to run any ads right now. That's okay. You would click this button here. You can add website visitors, so people who visited your website. This is how you do what's called retargeting. So I'm sure you've seen some example of this where, let's say you go to Amazon and you're searching for a product to buy, and then now you see that product, it kind of follows you around online on the internet. You can see that in Facebook, you see that in Twitter, you see that all over. So that's what people are doing actually. But to affect that, you would need to have what's called a pixel installed in your website, and we'll get into that later. You can also upload a customer list, so a list of customer data that you've collected. The caveat here, though, is that you would have need to already spent, I think, $50,000 on Google Ads. So this is not something you can do when you start off. You'd have to already have like a history of spending a lot on Google Ads. Then they open up this option for you, and that way you can. That's like more. You can get more specific than that. You literally upload like emails and phone numbers and names of people that you want to target on Google and YouTube, right? So these are kind of you can as well target people who've searched for specific words on Google. So if they search on Google, for example, custom landscaping in Columbus, Ohio, and kind of related keywords there, obviously Google keeps track of that. So let's say you want to show, you have a video that shows like, successful projects, attractive landscaping that you've done in the past, then you can show that video to them since you know that they've already searched Google in there for that, right? So that's the kind of audiences that you can have. And so what you just come to here, browse your custom audience segments. That's over here where you would click that choice. Okay, moving on. Bidding. This is the maximum bids that you would choose for like a video view of at least 30 seconds. So here you can like put just 5 cents, for example. That's perfectly fine. I mean, that's how, when I did that campaign, I put 5 cents here, and it actually, that's, you don't have to pay that. I mean, we ended up paying 2 cents. So this is not saying that this is what you will pay. This is just the max bid that you would pay. And then over here is obviously where you would create your video ads. So over here is, you obviously need to upload that video to YouTube first. You grab the link, and then you put the link over here, whatever that, paste the URL from the video on YouTube. And then you would just, excuse me. Then you would just make some like a quick headline, like click here or click now, and move on and create the campaign. So that's kind of just a quick walkthrough. The main goal here was just to show you the different advanced targeting options that's available for you. Again, these are ads for branding. You only really need to spend like $5 or $10. These are also, oh, why did it come back here? Yeah, these are also ads that you can do for retargeting. So people who have already, again, like visited your website or already interacted you in some other way. And that's something that will keep your business brand name over the long term in your local area. So you specify in your location, you specify those, like high household incomes, obviously the nice clients that you would want to get, and they see your ad, at least once a day. You can, I forgot to mention that you can specify how many times per day max that they would see that ad, because you don't want to be annoying as well. But yeah, this is a great method to establish your brand, and it's completely passive. All you have to do is throw out some, couple bucks a day and just keep it running long term. And definitely you'll get not only that brand recognition, but you also, of course, get some new clients as well, as long as that when they click that video ad and are taken to your what's called the landing page, as long as that's attractive enough and compelling enough, you have a new client, and it's all done by inbound. They come to you. So that's what I wanted to cover here, and we'll go to the next step. Thank you so much.